Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader, and today on this grey and rainy, the sun has just decided to come out. But anyway, on this grey, cloudy slash sort of kind of sunny Tuesday, I'm bringing you a book review, and this book review is on Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Now, I had another book planned to be the Introverted Reader book club pick for this month, but I DNF'd that, so I read this instead. And I'm so happy with myself that I finally read it, but also at the same time I'm mad because this book is amazing. And the way everybody is, screaming and gagging over it, like it's definitely like worth it all. Like they're telling the truth this time. But before we get into it, be sure that you have hydrated. Cheers. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about this amazing book. I started it. I actually started it on Wednesday, and I easily could have had the whole thing read in one sitting, but had to be an adult and get up and do the adult things. But I finished it yesterday, Sunday evening. I think it might have been Sunday evening, actually. I came home from work and just finished the last little bit. It's really short, and like I said, I could have read it in one sitting, but the adult things had to be adulted, you know what I mean? But anyway, this is a retelling on Dracula's wives. And we are following our main character, Constanta, who was his first wife. And it starts off with him finding her after her village, because she was just a normal peasant gal living her life. He finds her half dead after her village has been ransacked and her family's all been, slain. And, he finds her and he draws her in. And, he's like her knight in shining armor, and he turns her into a vampire, and, takes her back to his house, and he's real gentle with her. He washes, he puts her in the bathtub and he bathes her and all. And she's clinging to him, don't leave me. And then it's them sort of beginning their life together. And, over the centuries and such, not India, over the centuries and such of them, going out and about doing what vampires do. Now, on that note, I put the dust jacket on this upside down. This is upside down. And now I've dropped the dust jacket. Well, you know what? This is what you sign up for, isn't it? I was that eager to, I was just so excited after I read this, I put it in upside down. Did I put it in the right way up now? Yes, I have. So on that note, the author has put a little author's note at the beginning of this, just containing all of the content warnings and trigger warnings and such. She just says, this book winds through some dark places, and I want readers to be able to opt in and out at their leisure, so I've provided the following content guidance. So that's all them there. I'll not read them all out because there's quite a bit, but yes. So yeah, and there's it also, yeah, and brief references to certain things as well. So if you're gonna get this book, physically, be sure to look at those and be wary of any and all trigger warnings before you read this. Anyway, so Constanta and Dracula are they're living their lives together, and basically this book is her writing everything down that they went through together, and how everything that happened with her and him and the other two partners that he had three. So there was Constanta, another woman called Magdalena, and a young man called Alexei. And she's basically writing everything down so she can get it all out of her system and lock it away. It says, I didn't tab it, but I did highlight. Not a page went by when I didn't highlight something, I'll tell you. Because this book is one of the most beautifully written books I've ever read in my life. And I'm saying this with my whole entire self. One thing I highlighted that she said is, if I write it down, I won't be able to convince myself that none of it happened. I won't be able to tell myself that you didn't mean any of it, that it was all just some terrible dream. And it, oh, like, I just, I just, I will make you into nothing more than a man, tender and brutal in equal measure, and perhaps in doing so I will justify myself to you, to my own haunted conscience. If you can still hear me, wherever you are, my love, my tormentor, hear this. It was never my intention to murder you, not in the beginning anyway. Poetry! Absolute poetry. There's, there's another part in here where she talks about, oh yeah, you did not let me keep my name, so I will strip you of yours. In this world, you are what I say you are, and I say you are a ghost, a long night's fever dream that I've finally woken up from. I say you do not have a name. A vampire has no name. Like, it's just... And, like, the writing, beautiful. Like, just the story overall. And, like, I was thinking about this when I was reading it. I was like, yes, this is about vampires. And they're writing about doing what vampires do. But solely what this book is about these three people, Constanta, Magdalena, and Alexei, trapped in this toxic, horrible environment with this horrible tormentor, this horrible abuser for so long, because obviously they're immortal. They, live longer than the normal, than obviously humans. Obviously they could still be slain in some way, but, they definitely... Do I need to move my lamp? No, that's okay. But like, and it's just, what was my train of thought? Oh yeah, it's they're writing about doing what vampires do, but it's basically about these three being stuck with this horrible tormentor, this horrible abuser for like years and years and years. And in the end, Constanta is like, we need to be rid of him because we can't keep living like this. Like, we deserve our freedom. We deserve to live our lives as we choose and be happy, because he dictated everything that they did. He wouldn't let them out of the house, and the gaslighting, oh my word, the gaslighting is so real. like the way they would have an argument about something, or one of them would call him out on something, and the manipulative way he would turn it around, and then one of them always ended up apologizing to him over something that he caused. And it's like, yes, these characters are fictional, and and obviously vampires are fictional, but like the themes and everything that these three people go through with this horrible man, like, it's all very, very real. Like, real people deal with this all the time. And it was just so gorgeous and just so beautiful, and just, I can't get over how amazing this book was. It's so short, but so much happens. So much happens. And I'll say this may be an unpopular opinion, but there's all these blurbs on the back, right, from all these different authors, and I see the word romantic written a lot here. Like, one says dark, lush, and heart-rendingly romantic, and I'm like, did we read the same book? I don't... Obviously, the relationship between them and Dracula is not meant to be really romantic in any fashion, because yes, they say they love him, but they're terrified of him. They're, he is, even though he is their abuser, he's also their savior. He's also their, safety net. He protects them from, like, the world and everything in it. And, but there's nothing romantic about it because he's an abuser, he's a tormentor, he's a monster. And even with the three of them, like, the three of them form a relationship and they tell each other that they love each other all the time and all this, and like, and that's all well and lovely. But I still didn't feel there was anything romantic about their relationship either. Like, I guess I must have a different idea of romance than other people do, I guess. I mean, correct. I mean, say your opinion in the comments if you want, but, I just feel it was more codependent than romantic, because it was these three people sort of banding together and trying to be all like, we need to like band together and slay him so that we can be free, and like, I'll be together with you all that. Like, it's more like codependent, kind of obsessive, like, like, I get that they love each other in their way, but for me personally, I didn't see any of it as romantic, even with the three of them. But maybe that is just me, you know? And again, be wary of a lot of the very, very sexual content towards the end. Well, all the way through, there's a whole lot. And speaking of, the way, like, Dracula, there's a reason why I don't like you. And I can't believe I read his original book twice. Like, why did I even bother giving you another chance, you monster? But like the way he would like use sex as a weapon, like one minute they'd be arguing and then he would start touching, like no matter who it was, like he would like kiss them or touch them or like bring them over to the bed and push them on and all this, and I'm like, ew. Like this man, like the ick was real. And you know, like I said, be wary of any and all trigger warnings before you go into this, you know, opt in and out. Like, cause like I had to do that sometimes while reading it. There were certain parts where I had to put it down and, you know, come back to it, and just like I'm looking at all the things that I highlighted, and I just remember after I finished it, just I held it like this. I just had to sit and contemplate for a few minutes because this was amazing. And if you have not read it, I highly recommend that you do. And yeah, I'm so happy that I finally read it. 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would. Like 5 stars all the way. So that's my review for this. I loved it. It was beautiful. Let me know if you've read this book as well and what you thought of it. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed. I won't keep you for much longer. So all of my socials are down below as always: Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe if you have not already. I am so close to 300 subscribers. I'm like 293 subscribers, so I would just love it if I could get to 300. That would be amazing. So if you're new and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. So yeah, I make videos every Tuesday and every second Saturday, so I'm off this weekend, so the next video will be on Saturday. But till then, my loves, I'll see yous. Bye.